The Satanic Temple, if anybody knows, is an atheistic movement that does not believe in Satan or God. So it's an interesting thing to try to bring up, to try to align it with Satan, but there's no biblical basis that those are Satan's values, and the movement itself doesn't believe in Satan or God.
Correct. It's a secular organization, right?
Yeah.
And its stated goals are to be a subversive element to Christianity by utilizing Christian ethics against Christians. And
there you go. So all that yapping he did literally destroyed in literally less than 20 seconds. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Lord Scrub, and here I have an amazing portion of a debate that recently took place on Jake Rattlesnake, or Rattlesnake TV, the YouTube channel. Great debate between the the infamous TikTok LGBTQ pastor, progressive Christian Brandon Robertson, versus the Bloodsport debater, the menace from the Crucible, Andrew Wilson. And literally it was over is LGBTQism good? But I do love how this small portion was clipped on the channel, basically of just this utter dismantling of Brandon's position. Because people will tend to say, hey, I believe this, or here's where I stand. But then let's actually, I love it when people like Andrew can literally see and demonstrate that everything that you say does not survive the test of any form of scrutiny that's given. And so let's get into it and see the absolute biblical takedown of Brandon here.
Just doing open dialogue,
yeah.
Or would you like to do a okay, open
yeah, let's
dialogue?
do open dialogue. Can we clarify a few terms before we dive into the debate, just to kind of get a few things clarified? I was going through, you have a multitude of videos, and I kind of went over the positions, and I just want to make sure that this is correct. Essentially, you believe that people should strive to act with compassion, empathy towards everybody and kind of all creatures which exist, right?
Yes.
Okay. That there is a struggle, an ongoing struggle for justice, and that that needs to prevail, right? Including if it needs to prevail over the law, which Jesus Christ himself did, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One's body is their own, and it's not subject to somebody else, right? And their will.
I would talk about God having some authority and ownership of that too, but yes.
Okay. Freedoms for people should be
not all, not all. Some ownership, some type of ownership, but definitely not all.
respected, and you should not in any way unjustly encroach upon other people's freedoms.
Sure.
Okay. Belief should conform to one's best scientific and psychological understanding of the world, and one should take care not to distort scientific facts.
Yes.
Okay. And people are fallible. They make mistakes, and you should do your best to rectify those mistakes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, real quick, I just wanted to show you, I'm going to share my...
Side note, it is very important that whenever you're going into a debate with somebody, you got to clarify those terms. You got to make sure you understand specifically where they stand, because I hate when the two people are just talking past each other, or somebody's belief system is so vague in the way they describe it that essentially when you try to pin it down, it's like a wiggly rug. It never stays on the ground. It always flies up in the air, because hey, there's that wiggle room of, okay, you don't exactly understand my views because I don't demonstrate them clearly and effectively for me to have this illusion of oh you didn't factor in this and it sucks. So I'm glad he did that. We need to start doing that more whenever we're trying to obviously lean on the truth and preach it to people.
A screen here, real quick. Jake, can you pull that up for me, please? Yeah. Can you read the title of that?
7 fundamental tenets. Yes.
The 7 fundamental tenets.
Yeah.
Now, let me scroll down briefly.
I know where this is from.
And can you read that? What does that say?
Yeah.
He knows where it's from. He thinks he got this. Poor thing. He doesn't know what's gonna hit him.
Satanic Temple.
Of the Satanic Temple. So essentially your doctrine and dogma, right, 100% conforms with the 7 tenets of Satanism by your own admission. Is that correct?
Yes, but if you know about the Satanic Temple, they're actually an atheistic organization that does not believe in Satan or God. So, did we lose him?
I apologize for that.
So he's already got a planned response. Like, you know, and Satanists will try to do this a lot. They'll try to disconnect Satanism from the character of Satan, but it was never really about the character. It was always about the belief systems that were inherently anti-Christ, which is dubbed satanic. And so you'll see this. Be careful out there, brothers and sisters, because yeah, when you meet Satanists or when you interact with in the field, there's, I think me and my pastor went over it. Like, there's like 7 forms of Satanism. So it's like, apparently Satanism has like various denominations in and of itself. Some that focus more on the, you know, the blood sacrifices and the rituals, and some others are like more so lean on the secularistic idea of hedonism, you know, this do as thou wilt type principles. So be careful, because that it kind of threw me off the first time I interacted with it. But obviously, given how you could take from what you already know about your belief system and apply it to others to pin them down. So it's like Christianity isn't merely just the character of Jesus. Now stay with me. It's literally the teachings of Jesus as well. So Jesus is a very real person. He's God himself. But obviously, a Christian isn't defined by all the favorable things he can say about Jesus. It's about whether or not you follow him. I mean, that's Luke 6 verse 46, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put the right verse on the screen if I made a mistake. Why do you call me Lord but not do as I say? And so you'll find this out in the field, that this is how they try to wiggle out of the box that Satanism kind of puts them in categorically.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the Satanic Temple, if anybody knows, is an atheistic movement that does not believe in Satan or God. So it's an interesting thing to try to bring up, to try to align it with Satan, but there's no biblical basis that those are Satan's values, and the movement itself doesn't believe in Satan or God.
Correct. It's a secular organization, right?
Yeah.
And its stated goals are to be a subversive element to Christianity by utilizing Christian ethics against Christians. And
there you go. So all that yapping he did literally destroyed in literally less than 20 seconds. Like, it doesn't matter how they feel about Satan. It matters about them obviously being a known opponent to Christian ethics, and them trying to obviously compromise Christianity from an outside perspective, taking elements and bits and pieces to construct a pseudo Christianity that isn't like, that essentially rejects every, like, the essence of it, you know? So for example, this is the, like, watch out for people who say, oh, you don't have to repent of your sins. Literally, the attitude towards sin is fundamental to Christianity, because the change in that attitude literally comes from the person you're interacting with, the message, the gospel, Jesus Christ. And obviously, stuff like, hey, the practice. So in other words, it being essential to your faith to put to work all of what you claim to profess is very central to the Christian idea. But hey, watch out for those people who will say no, it's not essential. Now, obviously there's more nuance than that, but generally speaking, you can tell how subversive ideas are attempting to combat Christianity, not just from outside Christianity of, you know, the satanistic ideas, but even in Christianity amongst other newer denominations, stuff like, I would dare say, easy beliefism, right, or free grace. These ideas are interesting and have a degree of, okay, this kind of is in Christianity, but then you get down to the nitty and the gritty of, okay, practice, and it's like suddenly like this person starts manifesting about, no, don't do good works, don't do it, and it's like, whoa, okay, so you clearly something's in you. But just to demonstrate a little bit, like, hey, like, he is cooking. Like, it gets me thinking about all types of subversive elements to the truth.
And they utilize these tenets in order to do that, which are borrowed from Christian ethics, as a way to snub their nose and say, nah, we got you, Christians. And you agree with every single tenet of the Satanic doctrine, the secular subversive organization, which is there specifically to destroy Christianity. Is that not correct, sir?
That's not correct, actually. I'm good friends with a Satanist who belongs to the Satanic Temple, and his goal and their goal is not to subvert Christianity, it's to subvert conservative.
The famous. Listen, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. The famous. Listen. I'm not like no. You're wrong because I associate with this company. As if that helps your argument in any way.
Conservative Christianity, Christian nationalism, the kind that I do think that you probably represent. So
Christian nationalism did not even exist at the time of LaVeyan Satanism. Wasn't even a thing. And
LaVeyan
the way the modern Satanic Temple, which took its lead from LaVeyan Satanism's 10 tenets for the now 7, right, also existed before there was a Christian nationalist movement at all, in order to remove the 10 Commandments from any type of public area. In order,
Look at him. He's trying to say something, but again, his history is something that cannot be manipulated. Well, like all of history, we'll say. Now, if you get bits and pieces, that's manipulation. But nevertheless, again, he tried to chop it down with no, they're against Christian nationalism, which in and of itself is actually a pretty bad idea to be against. I mean, what? You don't want Christians being in control, like built off of their tenets of self-sacrifice and obviously love of God, right? You don't want them to have an upper kind of hand in society, like an upper hand in the nation about controlling and weaving it. What? You're against that? Okay, you're an interesting person. But nevertheless, I love how he doesn't even entertain that thought, but literally just destroys it by historical, by literally historical record.
to remove any type of public prayer from schools, things like this. I suspect these are all things you support.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
He's cooked. There's no saving him. You're against public prayer and the 10 Commandments. Everyone knows the 10 Commandments. Love God with all your heart and mind. Some of them I'm surprised he's actually against. I mean, like, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not murder, love your neighbor as do not steal, don't take the Lord's name in vain, honor the Sabbath, so respect the Lord. All these various things, you're against that. Kids being taught that from a young age. That's crazy.
How is that not subversive?
It is subversive. I believe Jesus is subversive.
So you're a subversive.
Yes, I agree with what you said there.
Yep, he's cooked. All of your credibility just went down the drain in an instant because you're cooked.
Okay, gotcha. And you agree with all of the tenets of Satanism?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Okay. So now that we have some of that clarified, can we just move on to a couple of basic questions that I have for you?
Yeah.
You converted to Christianity when you were 22.
No, 12.
12. I'm sorry. I read here that you made your final conversion or acceptance at 22. Is that right? When you were an adult, or
no?
Okay, what did I get wrong?
A few things like the log cabin Republican thing is also interesting and incorrect. But I became a Christian at the age of 12 in a fundamentalist Baptist church, and ended up in an evangelical church. Then went off to Moody Bible Institute to become a pastor, and graduated there when I was 21. And so,
I see.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I conflated the two. Is you graduated there when you were 21, and you now serve as a pastor in pastoral duties, correct?
Absolutely.
I have a direct question for you. You may find
he's cooked. Like, no, he's cooked. Like, your credentials are literally denomination hopping until you randomly was ordained as a pastor versus a consistent, through line of, hey, this is the path that I'm on. You're literally just picking and choosing until, well, this group accepts me. And then, oh man, so you already agree with anti-Christ or anti-biblical themes or anti-Christian themes. You already are identify yourself as a subversive. Your pathway to your position or ordination was denomination hopping, and now just to finally demonstrate your compromise, the question, as in you are a inherently compromised individual. The question.
Find it offensive, but I would like to have it answered. Have you engaged in group sex with men since you've been a pastor?
No.
Never?
No.
Do you condone group sex with men?
No, I would
right off the bat. He says he doesn't. He says he doesn't now.
not say that's general sexual ethic that I would endorse.
Why?
Because I believe that sex is best consensually, lovingly between usually two people. But I also, and I write about this extensively at the end of my new book, that my version of sexual ethics isn't about rules. So you're going to be hard pressed to get me to come down firmly and say something is right or wrong objectively in all situations.
Then why not engage in group sex?
Because that's not what I want to do.
Yeah, I know, but if somebody does want to do it, why wouldn't you condone it?
Notice he doesn't even he doesn't even talk about righteousness, holiness, the ethics of the church. Like he literally Like, it's all personal opinion. He's cooked. There's no credibility or credentials that are authentic now, because literally, everything is just from my own opinion. You're cooked.
I think that if your values are centered on love, consent, and adult relationships, then anything can be a healthy expression.
Brandon thinks that, if your ethics are I think this. Who cares what Brandon thinks?
And anything can be an unhealthy expression.
Okay, so then you would, if somebody came to you and said, well, there's 4 of us men and we all want to get married to each other,
yes,
you would marry all of them together, correct?
Yeah.
You couldn't have an objection to that, right?
No, I support polyamory.
And so if they all went home that night and had a big gay orgy, you would not.
An orgy if they're married, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, okay, you wouldn't condemn it, right?
No.
Yeah, so you would condone it, you would marry it. So you do condone this activity.
Sure.
Okay, now
the way that you're framing it now, yes.
Yeah, now if
So, in other words, we'll just leave it right there, because in other words, no, you would condone it. Because obviously, it's very interesting how he says from his worldview he wouldn't condone it, but then literally framed from his worldview he literally condoned it. So again, just he like, the whole debate goes like this. He says something, and Andrew obviously clarified, like, from his clarification of his principles, of what he believes, challenges him from his own belief system, and immediately he folds. I'm not a subversive. You're a subversive. Okay, yeah, when you frame it like that, I'm a subversive. You wouldn't condone this? No, I would never. Or I wouldn't. Okay, actually I would. And so, right off the bat, oh man, go watch that debate. It's on the Rattlesnake TV channel, and I will say Andrew's a bit vulgar, so be careful about him. Listen to some portions, but I will say that everything that he brings up to the table is obviously a way to gauge and understand what side of things he generally stands on certain topics. And it's a downright biblical takedown. I've been waiting for this for a while, but let me know what you guys think. Was what Brandon brought to the table more effective, or did Andrew absolutely destroy him? And of course, if you've seen the debate, what did you guys think? Like, let me know. But like, comment, and subscribe. Support the channel. Appreciate you for watching this far, and until the next time.